Many businesses require the use of encryption to protect PII, personally identifiable information, PHI, protected health information, and other confidential data that must follow legal and regulatory guidelines. You probably used encryption before, maybe as a kid. Ever heard of Pig Latin? It's something most of us have used at one time or another. Or maybe you made up a code to exchange notes with your friends in chem class. By employing a simple method of scrambling information, eavesdroppers cannot understand the message. The idea is the same with electronic communications. We employ encryption to strengthen the confidentiality of the message. When you hear the word encryption, all it means is that the data is being scrambled so that only the sender and specific intended persons can read it, or see or hear it. Encryption works for audio and video too. Now, there are many kinds of encryption, so don't let the words like symmetric or asymmetric, private or public key worry you. They are just various forms of encryption that we will briefly cover. With private key, also known as symmetric encryption, both the sender and recipient use the same key to encode and decode the message. The problem with this method is key management. How does the sender send the recipient the secret encryption key secretly? Often, Federal Express or another courier has been the answer, but for large organizations, this approach is too expensive and unwieldy to work. The solution, developed in 1976, is called PKE, public key or asymmetrical encryption. The sender has a public key everyone knows and a private key he must protect. The recipient also has a public key everyone knows and a private key he must keep secret. The sender takes his private key and the recipient's public key to encode the message. The recipient uses his private key and the sender's public key to decode it. The math is almost impossible to understand, but it is the standard for most encryption today. You probably know the name of this encryption, named for its inventors, Ravest, Shamir, and Adelman. Yes, it's RSA. DES, Data Encryption Standard, was the standard for encryption set in 1977. The current recognized global encryption standard for commercial and much government work uses the AES, or Advanced Encryption Standard. AES became the standard in 2002 following a global competition. Secure socket layer and transport layer security encrypt large amounts of Internet traffic. TLS 1.0 is more secure than SSL 3.0. Since SSL, TLS only encrypts applications and not the individual packets of information used to communicate on the Internet, it has weaknesses. HTTPS is the most common use of SSL TLS. IPSec, on the other hand, is another method of embedding cryptographic technology into Internet communications that require stronger security. In addition to encrypting individual sessions, like SSL TLS, it also encrypts every data packet individually. This is just a short guide to help you better understand the world of encryption for your personal and business needs. You do not need to know everything about cryptography in order to understand encryption. And there's no need to know the math or how to program encryption algorithms in order to take advantage of their protection. Knowing what kinds of encryption are employed by products you use every day is an important part of your personal and business data protection, especially in the mobile world, so it's worth the time to learn as much as you can about how it works. Please make sure you know and follow all company guidelines concerning encryption when dealing with or connecting to company resources, equipment, and networks. If in doubt, ask your administrator.